people of the world. This is GTAraj, and I welcome you back to the channel once again. I'm so used to my taskbar being on the right screen. Ha 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 ha. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. Forza Horizon 4. To those who have been around a while, you will of course know my thoughts and feelings on this game. I only put it on because I can't. I feel as though I don't have anything that's really that good enough to play right now. Like, yeah. I obviously want to play other games, but I want to save them for a specific day. Alright? I want to save them for a specific day because... apologies. I would make for some decent content on a decent day. Hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully, people enjoy what I've got planned. It should be fun. I won't lie there. Right. I'm not going to be streaming this game particularly for too long. And if you don't know my opinion on this, I feel that Horizon 4 is a missed opportunity to have a good game that actually... We're looking for avid photographers. I don't care. Yeah. Ow! Essentially, Playground Games missed an opportunity to have a good game with good gameplay. However, all they have is looks in regards to Horizon 4. Actually, my apologies. I'm somewhat worn out tonight. I'm very much worn out tonight. I've heard that Horizon 5 kind of makes up for like the issues that were in 4. I don't know. All I know is that Horizon 5 was buggy as hell for me when I first installed it. I had the game. It refused to work. Why'd that fall down? It refused to work on the grounds that... Okay, a bit. I need to check frame rates and stuff like that. Yeah, I just want to see how well the game's running side by side, with the freaking. Why does it seem laggy? Huh? I mean, we are capped to. Now we're gonna be capped to 60. Cap it to 60 again. Advanced. There we go. Should be running at 60. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay, I'll bring up chat. Not that I'm expecting anyone to chat, because I was kind of a wee bit late. Alright, I was somewhat late. I had a few things to do. There's a few things I wanted to test out, and that kind of got in the way of streaming. But if I've played my cards right, then there's going to be something really, really nice. I've been gifted 2 VIP wheel spins. McLaren 570S. Hello. Skinny jeans. I'm wearing a pair of those right now. And we've got a single wheel spin here. 3, 2, 1. It's whatever. Yeah. Essentially, my thoughts and feelings on this is the game could have been very, very good, but in fact it's not. Why am I getting screen tearing? There's no need for screen tearing. I'm driving through Edinburgh. Sweet. Oh man, I freaking love this. I love the fact that Edinburgh's getting love. I love the fact that Scotland's getting love. It's a shame that this is such a terrible game. I've done multiple streams where I've ripped the everlasting piss out of this game for its lack of AI and its artificial difficulty. If there's one thing you never put in a racing game, is artificial difficulty. It makes the game less fun for basically everyone. Which is kind of why I have the game set, well, it's why I have the game's difficulty set to just above average. You're playing Minecraft. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what else to say. Because throughout the year or so that I've been playing Horizon 4, I have never really... Like, I've done a lot with the game. I've done so many streams, so many thumbnails, generated so many views. Well, so many. Not very much. Jeep Trailcat, a Pagani hat, a Dodge Durango, Vanquish, Fuzzies, Taco Shop. I wish I had tacos, by the way. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing very good here. What was that? Oh. But, yeah, the lack of AI and the artificial difficulty really does make this game inherently bad. Because, from what I've noticed... That's annoying. Well, that was annoying. From what I've noticed from my findings and what you could easily see on the channel is when you increase the difficulty past the average, the AI itself doesn't actually drive better. They're driving the same, however the cars get artificially faster. And it's not a good way to do it. Like, you can pull up into a race with a Volkswagen Beetle fully maxed out, and the AI will also have one, but it's just as fast, if not faster than yours, with some kind of custom added grip. It's like, what? How did this happen? Huh? Oh, Xbox. I know the company means well, but it's kind of in a bad place, sort of. I mean, don't get me wrong. Xbox, when it came out, it sold like shit. But when the 360 came out, that sold like hotcakes. And now the one and the one and the series consoles are now. They didn't sell very well, and they're still not selling very well. I mean, there is a bit of a shortage going on here, so partially to blame to that. I wonder if modern vintage gamers' video on the Series X had anything to do with like lack of sales. Because here's the thing. Xbox in its own right actually snuck in DRM. Who's this? Ooh, hello. What is this? Yeah, that DRM that they talked about when Xbox One launched. They snuck that into the Series X. And there's a bunch of people that are going to be like, hey, not a big problem. It really isn't. We're always online anyway, so it makes no freaking difference. My point here is, okay, so for context, essentially what happens is you cannot use a bunch of your content if your console is not connected to the internet, or if for whatever reason Xbox Live servers are down. That ultimately means you cannot use a large portion of your console. And from what Modern Vintage Gamer said, it seems to be exclusive to the Series X. So, he showed proof of it, that a bunch of the games that he owned, even from disc, I think it was, there were Series X games, or Series X compatible games, or Series X enhanced games, one of the two, where it's like, you put the disc in, and then you still cannot use the game. Even if, well, specifically when you're not connected to the internet. My initial reaction was, holy crap, why did they sneak that in? What's the point? It serves no purpose to have a DRM like that. Now, Sony's not off the hook either. Sony has something like this on PS4. And the way that it works is, any application that can use the internet, or that might need the internet, you cannot use it if you're not connected to the PlayStation Network. So apps like Plex, right? Applications like Plex will not run, even though you do not need an internet connection to use the application. If you need to use Plex on PlayStation 4, you need to be signed into your PlayStation Network account and on the network. Which is BS, because you can do a LAN connection from your PS4 to your PC. Or laptop if you have ballin' ass storage. Or a NAS or something, or whatever. So long as the Plex media server is running, and as long as there's a connection to the server, it doesn't matter if it's online or offline, you should still be able to use the application. That kind of DRM is not on. I don't know why Plex and PlayStation did that. But for the most part, when it comes to like games and such, with PlayStation you can just pop in the disc, and if it's one of those games, you can play right away. Oh, all-wheel drive. I'll take that. What do we need from this? 505, 508. Let's take this one. But yeah, when it comes to like outright gaming, PlayStation is the one to go for because you can pop in a game. If it needs an update, it'll update. There's very few games that have like DRS. No, I'm thinking of region locking. Sorry about that. There's very few games on PlayStation that are like, hey, yeah, yeah. To my knowledge, if you're able to play the game, you can play it. Like if you've got like the well, yeah. And what I'm trying to say is, even if you install the data for the game on PlayStation, you can play it without logging in and that. That's like the overall benefit. You don't need to be on the PlayStation Network to actually play the games, unless it's like an online only thing, like Fortnite or World of Warcraft or not World of Warcraft. That's PC. Shit. What was the? I played one of those kinds of games on stream a while back. I think it was Closers or something. They kept bugging me to migrate my account to a new freaking server. And I'm like, that is no bueno. Do we need a spoiler? I guess not. We'll keep it as, I'm gonna make it like the one that I like in Gran Turismo. Apply upgrades. No. Alright. Yeah, the Xbox DRM is pretty freaking bad, not gonna lie. Well, Series X. That's the color we're after. Let's go. Safety car in the car. Yep. Point is, I wouldn't recommend a Series X. More specifically, I wouldn't recommend a Series X if you're in a place where the internet is really dodgy. Because once you start installing all your games and whatever, it's highly unlikely that you'll get to use them if you lose your connection. I mean, not to mention. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, go for a Series S, because the Series S is worse. It's a digital-only system, and you have to pay through the arse to get games digitally these days. So, you could pick up a used copy of Forza Horizon 4 for like 20-30 quid. Meanwhile, the game's sitting on Steam and the Xbox Live service still at £53 for the base game. Like, huh? You're in this day and age, all these idiots that are like, hey, digital's the future. No, it's not. Ooh, camera. Me camera's done a thing. Oh no. I saw the light go out. I saw the light. It went out. I saw the light. And it flashed before my eyes. Alright, time to change cameras, I think. Camera not available. Brio 4K. That's what we want. This one is not going to screw up on me. XSplit VCam is being more reliable for some reason. I don't know why NVIDIA Broadcast is being a bit of a pain in the bum. I should be a small Raj in the corner. There we are. I do be a small boy in the corner. Oh. Alright. Let Let me bring back up Opera real quick. There we are. I should now be back in my box. I'm in my box. Nice. But yeah, in this day and age, it doesn't matter what system you're on. Whether it be Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, any of the Xbox consoles, the digital versions, buying digital by and large is still really, really horrible. The only place where it's actually good is when you're buying on a handheld system like the PlayStation Vita. Now on the PlayStation Vita you can get very top tier games, old games, for literal under $10. And they're still highly entertaining. So basically Final Fantasy VII on the PS Vita, the superior version to the remake. The remake, in my opinion, wasn't that good. I played it when it came out, I didn't like it. I stuck on the classic mode, I didn't like it, because... Now, this is just from my observation on the remake. Essentially, when you stick on the classic mode, it locks the game to easy. And I don't know if that's been patched. It might not have been. It might have. I can't confirm because I don't own the full game. I only have the demo on my account. But they could have implemented higher difficulty levels for the classic mode in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, the boss has more attack. Enemies and the bosses have more attack. You've got less timer counts, that kind of thing. And I'm sitting here like, really? You want me to use this freaking battle system? This 3D environment battle system to play the game. Now, I prefer the turn-based JRPGs. That much is known. That's my stance on it. I'll always prefer turn-based over the 3D action. Final Fantasy 15 turned me off of that because it just got so repetitive really, really fast. And in terms of a JRPG, of course, in Kingdom Hearts it's fine. I don't have any real complaints when it comes to Kingdom Hearts because it's still repetitive, but there's enough there to keep you going. You smash things with a key, and then that's it, right? I wasn't feeling it when it came to Final Fantasy 15. You could teleport around, which was pretty damn cool. And by the way, Noctis in Tekken, his appearance in Tekken as a guest character is very, very well done. I like it. It's actually one of my favourite characters to use next to Lily. Believe it or not. Lily's sidestep is such a throw-off. You could be sitting, slapping the crap out of somebody, then they go all defense, and you drop a combo, and then she sidesteps, kicks you in the face, you're now far away from... Lily, and she runs up and beats you up. But, yeah. We went from Final Fantasy... We went from... Let me park so I can speak. I'll park on the pavement like a good driver. We went from talking about how bad Forza Horizon 4 actually is to Xbox Series X DRM and how it's actually really bad to, yeah, from that, went from that to talking about how digital games are ruining the industry. Now keep in mind that keep in mind, digital games have no reason to be as expensive as they are. That's just the publishers and the publishers and the marketplace try to take a bigger profit than they would have gotten from a physical copy. So in the case of Steam, it makes sense. In the case of like the Microsoft Store and the PlayStation Network, no one gives a damn. And I feel like they should. Like, if you're buying physical, you're supporting brick and mortar stores. If you're buying digital, then you're giving a bigger cut of the profits to like Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, that kind of thing. Even though games these days are essentially a download, you're paying less for that download. And it's interesting to see that people don't really care. You'd think in a day and age when people are friggin' locked up and all that because of COVID and whatever, that they'd take the cheap route and order pre-owned games. Even at that, brand new Forza Horizon 4, 50 quid. Well, I think no, 2018 the prices were roughly about 45 to 50. Used would have been 30 at that point in time, and then used now is about 25 to 20. And it's really... Why am I back at the house again? Am I switching cars or something? Honestly, I don't know why I came back here. Let me grab a race real quick. Seasonals. Meadow Spirit. Supercar Showdown. Okay, let's grab a supercar. Well, let's grab a drive to the marker, then see what supercars we can use. This is definitely not a supercar, regardless of how much Gran Turismo 1 wanted you to believe. Because in Gran Turismo 1, by default, this is one of the fastest cars in the game. You pop into arcade mode, you pick this beast, you are winning the race immediately. That's how good it was. And yet you had other vehicles to pick from, like the Dodge Viper. And if you were very lucky, you had the Dodge Concept. Ooh. The Dodge Concept was a very cool looking car back in the day. It was so unique compared to the other shapes of cars that you had at that point in time. But alas, it was super unobtainable. So we got a Ferrari F50 GT if we do on highly skilled. Now keep in mind, highly skilled is not worth playing in. Anything above average is not worth playing in. Remember, all they do is ramp up the power of the car. They do not ramp up the driver's skill level. Keep that in mind. McLaren Senna, we got the F50 GT welcome. We got the F50 GT welcome. The LaFerrari. The LaFerrari seems to be the choice. Or this McLaren F1. My McLaren F1. Okay, LaFerrari is. It's got a 9.8 for handling. Compared to my McLaren my 90s McLaren, which has kind of sussy wussy handling on it. Now we are using Ferrari, so it's whatever. These are my settings. Oh, I'm on highly skilled. So yeah, essentially, the max anyone should be playing at is above average. It's still fair and competitive with that extra kick. However, anything above that, like highly skilled, expert, pro, unbeatable, they're all basically cheating. I'm in this for the car, and only the car. If I get cucked out of a loss because a car is way more powerful than it has any right being. So the way this the way it works is the cars get ramped up in power more than what you yourself take that one from the top. The way that it works is that the cars get buffed more than what you, the player, are allowed to do. So you could take in an S2 or an S1 that would dominate any other race, and you can get beat by a lower class car or a car with a lower class performance index, or the exact same car with a lower class performance index, and you get absolutely destroyed. So this is a sprint race, so we should be good. .8 miles. So we're in 5th right now, so we have to keep it up. If we can keep up and do a very good job, then we are on our way to getting pole position. Pole position is what matters the most. There's like 3 or 4 races. Which means we don't have to get first in all of them, just 2 or 3 of them. So long as we at least come in second, we will win. Ooh. Yeah, 71%. We're not getting pole position this time around. Unless the AI decides to have a tipple, then we will not. Focus. Yeah, no, we got cocked. Very, very hard on this one. By the looks of it. However, I do want to go back and try that one again. Yeah, we'll restart that. Yes, restart. I know my progress will be lost. So what is on the starting grid? We are in an S2 966 performance index. And yet, we were getting beat by all these guys up here, like McLaren, Senna and all that. Now, alright. Okay, so they actually haven't adjusted this very well. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a bit more handling. I don't like what was going on here. They had a fair bit more performance index than I did. However, 20 on the performance index doesn't matter that much. We keep spinning out though. It could be a thing with very little traction. Well, we're on a wet road, so we don't have much traction in the first place. Let me see. The brakes are just fine, so we don't need to increase the speed. Yeah, the brakes work fine, so if we increase the speed, we're going to end up worse off. Unless I can get an all-wheel drive kit for this car, which will lower our performance index, but also allow us to apply a little bit more to the car. Unless it's already all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive loses speed but gains acceleration and launch. Okay, let's do that. So we lose, what, 7 on the performance index. I am fine with that. However, it will allow me to do something along the lines of race tire compound. Wait, why is the handling worse? Interesting. We'll get more grip if we have more rubber. No, we don't want that. We do, however, need a bit more downforce, so it is what it is, really. I didn't expect the tire compound to be like this. Pardon me. Oh no, we don't want that. No. If we make the car lighter, it makes the extra weight pointless. Because in this case scenario, you want the car to be heavier, so it's closer to the ground and has a bit more oomph to it. Do we need more downforce? Ooh. I think we could use a bit of that. Yeah, let's do this. So our performance index overall is now 4 points more than it used to be. So we have changed all that we can really change without changing performance that much. I mean, we don't necessarily need to at this point. They were hitting us with way more, however, yeah, we didn't gain that much from it. It's whatever. We'll do that. We were at, what, 966 when we started. We're now at 985, which is almost a 20-point difference. We should have the upper hand in theory. Oh. Let's see how well she handles. This car got some dirty ass wheels. Yeah, our car's got some dirty ass wheels, by the way. Right, let's go. I will do a bit of tuning before we get there. I do need to increase downforce and all that on the car. I'll do that now, actually. We need to increase downforce so there's a bit more traction. If we have more traction, it means we're going to be able to stick closer to the ground. Especially when it comes to cornering. That's what we need more than anything. Failed my ass. Yeah. Brake balance does literally nothing at this point. Yeah. It's whatever, the aerodynamics are up there. Increase this just ever so slightly. Bop, 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 bop. Anti-roll bars. We don't want the car going freaking AWOL or anything. Alright, should be fine. Alright, let's head to the race. We have a bit more performance than we did before, by 20 points. However, the upgrades were massive. Yeah, we're spitting out less now. So I'm happy with the result that we got from this. Brrp. Ooh! That was a very close one. I didn't like that at all. Yeah, it seems to be an improvement all around. Alright, time to continue the championship. So we've got the LaFerrari. There's also this F50 GT. My one's clearly better, but whatever. Anyway, LaFerrari. So I'm going to have to talk kind of loudly at this point because, you know, the copyright system really loves clamping down on Forza. Because here's the thing, right? Here's the absolute thing with Forza. Is for whatever reason, the developers decided to deny you the ability to turn off the radio. Which I honestly think is dumb. They should not have done that. So issues that I know about. The racer AI. The racer AI is not very good. Inflated difficulty via weird car modifications done by the game. We have the weather system. The weather system in this is fucking disgusting, by the way. Just putting that out there. I hate how they've implemented it. It could have been done better, and it should have been done better. I don't know why they didn't allow the user to pick. Like, if the user could pick which weather they wanted when they started the game up, then it would have made this a much better experience from a gaming standpoint. Oh, today I'm in a good mood. I want some sunny weather. Today I'm kind of feeling the coldness. Give me the snow. Yo, this dude's out here. Ooshed! His acceleration is so much more than it really should be. Ooh. See, I flipped it. But look at the grip that guy has. Look at the shenanigans. He's got like master grade grip going on here. It's like somebody put Gorilla Glue to the fucking tires. And he's just rolling along like nothing. He's gonna have a max of a 5-second lead on me by the end of this. Let's check the difference. What the fuck? That Ferrari K.A.T.T, a performance class of 948, and he demolished me with a second and a half on me. That is absurd. This is what I meant by the car's performance being artificially inflated. Hello, Nirvan. How are you doing? You've tuned in at the right time to hear me rant about how this game cheats. And yes, it is actually cheating. The game itself will in fact cheat when you put it on a higher difficulty. The car that beat me, its performance index was 940. My car's current index is 980. What was the K.A.T.T F? It's a very fast car. These issues remind me of Gran Turismo, in fact. But the issues in Gran Turismo was less about developers' incompetence and more along the lines of, oh, this memory address wasn't working out correctly and it bugged. So if you have a European copy of Gran Turismo 2, one of the races will some of the races will actually give you incorrect vehicles to race against. One of them being the infamous Ford GT40 that appears on the Roma circuit and one of the stages in Gran Turismo. 8.6 is speed. Ooh. So yeah, the Ford GT40 is much more powerful than it has any being. Well, it's not inflated, but it's in a race it shouldn't be. All the cars that are in that race are under the performance index. They're much slower than the Ford GT40. So most cars that you take in will not be able to beat it. It's a lap thing. I enjoy lap races. Ooh, my nutsack is clenched. Oh, my ass cheeks are clenched. That's the phrase that I normally use. Oh boy. Do we not get to see replays of this? If we had replays, I would have been able to figure all this out. But we're 47 minutes in. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. If you're enjoying this particular stream, feel free to like, comment, share the content around, and possibly subscribe. This dude's doing numbers on me. Oh, he's doing way more numbers on me. I touched it. Wow, we tipped. Whew. Yeah, this is the same as the average driver. This is the same vehicle that was trouncing me in the last race. The rubber banding in this makes me want to play even less. Huh. Yeah, no, he's got like a 3-second lead on me. This is annoying. It's annoying in regards to the car, but he's so underperforming. Yeah, he had almost a 3-second lead on me. If you don't count the milliseconds, it's 3 seconds. But point still stands that the LaFerrari should have been able to win this. Like, there's no reason why it shouldn't have. So I actually don't know. The K.A.T.T is not as good as the LaFerrari. in terms of like actual performance. So you can see my point. Like I didn't make too many mistakes. Oh, get out of here with that Horizon Live. I hate it. I don't want any part of it. I'm here to do races. Not satisfy your stupid, retarded urge to have gamers be more social in a racing video game. Ah. The social media aspect about in this game is one of the worst things. It's so annoying. Let me have a wee peek here at that Cali F to see what's going on, because that's a that performance index is 944. Do I have a Ferrari Cali? Is this it? Bro, no, California T. One of the things, one of the biggest gripes I have is when they abbreviate the car names, and I'm like, what? Nani? Alright, let's search cars. Make. Ferrari, where are you? Should be in here somewhere. There's actually the K.A.T.T. This. Is that why I got beat by the K.A.T.T? Did I misread? I took screenshots of the bullshittery. Bring Steam up over here real quick. View screenshots. I'm running this on Steam, but it's also tied to my Microsoft account. Boop. I'm gonna enlarge that. Yes, the K.A.T.T. Okay. I actually have the car. It's an S1 class vehicle that's been boosted to S2 class. I hate that fact. I hate the fact that the game actively boosts vehicles' performance. Yeah, the K.A.T.T. Where is it? Let me find it. Yeah, good fun. Let's go. Yeah, we have this. The California T. Personally, the fact that the developers powered up older vehicles instead of giving you the same car, or instead of giving you allowing you to race cars in the same performance index, it's just mind-boggling. Like, here's the thing, right? You pull up in a Volkswagen, they restrict you to racing only Volkswagens and other classic Volkswagen vehicles. I don't agree with that. If I pull up in an S2 class Volkswagen Beetle, I would hope to high hell that I'd be racing against a Ferrari LaFerrari that's been buffed up to a very similar performance index. It makes no sense why they went the route they did. So you're kind of stuck. There's no like racing freedom. I mean, for that to even happen, I think you don't have to set up a custom race or get lucky. Ah, it's rather annoying. I didn't have this issue in Horizon 1, which I still have Horizon 1. I might just pop into it at some point. However, that means setting up the old Xbox. And I feel strongly about the American consoles, and that they're not very good. American consoles are more likely to... going by history, American consoles are more likely to flop. Atari did good, then flopped. Xbox flopped, did good, then flopped again. They had a good hit. That was it. Hey, that rhymed. Right, the K.A.T.T's not even... Oh, there it is. I'll get it here. There we go, we're in first. This'll do. See, if you get in first, the rubber banding wears off a little bit. And they tend to stay in their place unless they can actually overpower you. So, try and get in first. As fast as you can. Yeah, this track is dangerous though. Why does that say no data? YouTube, why? Why are you pulling up some shenanigans? Look, it's a benefit of being cross-eyed. I can concentrate on the game and the freaking stream chat. Oh boy. Oh! That K.A.T.T is right behind me. Okay, that's added unnecessary pressure. As long as I don't leave myself open. I took my eye off the car for too long. And across the line. See, the rubber banding wore off somewhat. Oh, there wasn't even that. The K.A.T.T was very far behind this time. It was the Senna. Now, right, the Senna being up my arse like that. The Senna being up my ass like that makes sense. Look at that performance index gap. When you get down to the Senna, the 599XX, the other Senna, it all makes sense. However, the K.A.T.T doesn't make sense. Going by its performance index, that should be very much at the bottom of the class. It's the weakest car. We came out on top. We win. Like that. Like I said in the beginning, we didn't need to get first place in every race. We only needed to get it a handful of times. Which we did. We got it once. But we were able to get second twice. That last little push got us over the edge. And we won. Bang! Dusted. Done. And it's literally the only race we've done all freaking stream though. So yeah, we've turned this car from a slippery boy, into a semi-slippery boy. Now, because of how my memory is with, you know, stuff, I do tend to have... Oh, is that ice? Oh, we get ice next, I think. No, it's not ice. I thought it was ice. Good lord. But because how my memory is at times, yeah. I do repeat things a lot, not only to alert the viewer, but to also kickstart my brain, so to speak. 40 mile an hour more for 3 stars. So here's the thing. I said this earlier. The weather system in this is trash. It really has been. And because the biggest Forza players don't talk about it, the biggest Forza players don't even talk about the issues. As far as I'm aware. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But the biggest Forza players that do content don't really talk about the issues. They log in, and then there's suddenly snow or rain or God knows what, and they don't complain about it. I think that's wrong. Now, I'm not exactly the biggest Forza Horizon player on freaking YouTube. That's... Nah. That's not even close to the freaking truth. Yeet. I'm just one in a handful of players that do content on it. I'm just in that niche handful of players that just make random content on the game whenever. There's dedicated channels out there for everything Forza. There's dedicated channels out there for everything GTA. At one point, you could have considered my channel, this channel here, a hub for everything GTA. Because I was doing mods, I was doing general gameplay and all sorts. But the mods were where the views are at, and not exactly on the experiences that I had. Which is, it's kind of disheartening when you look at the bigger picture of things. They're a tour bus. It's not a city link for some reason. Oh wait, that would require licensing, and I don't see them doing that. Okay, we use your logo on the buses. I'm pretty sure CityLink would have agreed to it. Because that's a freaky CityLink Express bus. Just to put that out there. But, yeah, there's a... Oop. Yeah. I even said something very similar, ages ago. And I remember it vividly because I put effort into it. If I put a lot of effort into complaining about something, then I'll remember it. Partially, at least. Essentially, one of my biggest complaints is that none of the reviewers for the game, any of the big name reviewers talked about any of the issues that the game had, except from it being repetitive. Now, out of every article that I read out to you, I read about 3 or 4 of them. One of them talked about the game being repetitive, and the rest of the articles were like, this game is virtually perfect. And here's the thing, when reviewer places are saying stuff like that, hey, that's a paid review right there. They're shilling. Yes, they've got to make the money, but at the same time, they're giving up a bit of their integrity. You cannot trust reviewers that give out paid reviews, but... Okay, let me rephrase that. You cannot trust reviewers that do paid reviews and do not give both sides of the story. So if... For example, let's talk graphics cards real quick. I've got a nice one on my system now. If Nvidia sent me over an RTX 3050 Ti to review, and I did not talk about any of the downsides of it, then that review can then not be trusted. The same applies to video game reviews. All these big review places like IGN, GameSpot and all that, their articles albeit it's one person's opinion. They didn't seem like they put too much time into the game. The bulk of the article is saying, oh, there's more stuff to do than ever before. The game's big, wide, beautiful. So many cars. They didn't talk about the other stuff. They didn't talk about how a higher difficulty level screws over the player unfairly. Ooh, an Ultima 1020. Lovely. Now, granted, they are very, very correct on the car selection. There's a lot of them there. And these were also reviews from like the first week of the game being launched. Now, something like rubber banding has been there since day one, and no one really talked about it. I mean, somebody on YouTube might have. Let's take a quick peek, shall we? Let's get Linus Tech Tips up. Ooh, what's the snack time? Oh. Oh my, GT Live, Game Theory Live has actually played a game I wanted to play on Halloween. Ooh! Right, let's okay, Forza Horizon for rubber banding. Can we go by filters? Can we not filter by oldest? Uh, 3 months ago. Horizon AI bad rubber banding. That's not in Mexico. That's in Horizon 4. Upload date. Why would I want this year? Rating, view count, relevance. Relevance, please. There's people doing let's plays and all that showing off rubber banding. Forza Motorsport 7's AI does not rubber band. Let's check out this fella's video. Ute. He's playing with a racing setup.
Sounds absolutely amazing. I mean,
Dame, that broke gamer. So this video is from when roughly when the game came out. When did the game come out? Oh, we get picture in picture. That's fucking perfect. October 2nd, 2018. Is he playing on PC? Is this PC? 20. Well, wait, PC? No, wait, yeah, it's probably PC. Okay, let's pop through this a wee bit. Forza rubber banding. Actually, we don't even need to watch it because the video title in its own right is proof enough. Rubber banding has existed since day one in Horizon 4. It's something they could have patched out. They have done it. They didn't care. Rubber banding has always been an issue. It always has been. But the fact that none of the reviews talked about this. This is the reviews that we're on about. Reviews online did not talk about this. The online articles did not state anything about this. They're like, oh, we had a lot of fun. You have been disconnected. Return to free roam. Fuck off. Unless my actual network's been disconnected, I don't think it has. Oh. We dropped some frames. It's fine though. Here's when reviewers do not talk about the downsides of a video game. One, they're either very bad at reviewing. Two, they're not receiving enough video. Okay. Two, yeah, one, they're either very bad at reviewing. Two, and cannot be trusted. Two, they haven't played the game properly all the way through, and 3, they haven't tried out different difficulty settings. Alright, I think my network's shitting a brick here, so let me... OBS, please, thank you. Oh, my network's fine. I only dropped the 744 frames. Whatever. Yep. Topic at hand. If reviewers are neglecting to do their job properly, they should not be trusted. My review of Forza Horizon 4 is that it's a very pretty game with a lot of things to do to start off with, but when you start exploring the different difficulty settings to get more credits, you will find that the game cheats. The higher difficulty levels are not worth it, and that you should not be playing on anything above average. The game cheats a little bit at above average. After that, it's just blatant. Yes, at like highly skilled, it offers a bit more difficulty, but the point still remains that the AI itself does not change. In fact, the AI is terrible in this. Not to mention... Ooh, Oxy's complete on that car, actually. Wait, an M3? Ooh, can I have that? Do I have the cash for it? 12 milli. That ain't it, chief. My review would simply be that the game has too many issues to be worth playing for someone that just wants to enjoy a racing game that has a decent difficulty curve. There's no real difficulty curve in this game. The auction house, if you want to use it, it's there, but it's also unfair when it comes to selling vehicles. It's aside from having good looks, the game offers nothing all that good. Like, aside from being based in Scotland, you get to drive through Edinburgh, and that the game looks very pretty and has very many cars. Everything is rinse and repeat after story mode. All the dailies rinse and repeat. It's just so tedious. It's not worth it. And with that being said... Wait, we got 31 playbacks. This really creeped up a bit. Shout out to all the 30 plus people that have watched this, by the way. Shout out to the people that have tuned in. Shame on reviewers for misleading viewers about the game. Shame on the bigger YouTubers who played this and did not talk about the issues, because there's issues in this that have not been sorted. There's issues in this all over the place. Granted, it's not a shitstorm like Cyberpunk. It's not as much of a shitstorm as Cyberpunk. What is this? Hype tour. Reach master. Oh, that's for the Lego stuff. I have no interest in that anymore. My grievances with this game just put me freaking off with anything else. Yeah. Well, the system's bad. The tuning and painter levels should not exist. Mixer should have been removed from this when the service died. Mixer is dead. It should have been removed from the game. There's nothing more else to say about it. Oh wait, yes there is. These freaking events, these online only events, don't necessarily have a solo mode for people that enjoy solo more. A large portion of people that play this are going to be playing solo, or want to play solo but are too frustrated and annoyed to care too much more about it. That may just be a hot take of mine, but it is what it is. I've seen so many people that just want to sit down and play a game without having to worry about servers or anything like that. Matter of fact is, as soon as like the servers go down for this, presumably in a few years. Actually, that reminds me. Wait, what? Mad Game is Forza Motorsport 2. That's not a PC game, is it? I thought that was Xbox 360 exclusive. That's Mad Gamer. Oh no. Free download. What's that's clickbait article? Okay, okay. I have no idea. What I was doing is checking if Forza Motorsport 2's online is still active. But there was no. When I typed in DuckDuckGo, because Google eats my data, even though I'm technically using a Google product and they can see my face, hear my voice, etc., and monitor me in real time while I'm streaming. Twitch does that, but at least YouTube moderators are not freaking biased out the asshole. So, yeah, bigger streamers get away with a lot more when it comes to like Twitch. That's a common thing. That's a commonly known thing. If you play copyrighted stuff on Twitch, there's a chance your channel will get yeeted. However, if a big streamer does it, there's no chance that they get yeeted for it, and they only get put on holiday. It's whatever. Let me think. Yeah. Forza Horizon 4 did some things good. It looks very good, even though the models are not exactly the best for the time. The way they get spinning rims working is kind of pathetic, but also understandable. Where's my beamer? So for those who don't know, when you're driving in a vehicle, more often than not, you'll see the rims literally change before your eyes. That's them switching from a model to a texture. A lot of the times it's not really noticeable, and when it's not noticeable, it's done very well. Holy shit, it's nighttime. I hate it. I hate it. I hate this so much. The Need for Speed Heat implementation of it is much, much better. The way Need for Speed Heat does it is have exclusive races and missions that you can switch to any time, for day or night. So if you're driving at night, well, not when you're at night, because if you get up to shenanigans at night, you're basically screwed. But if you're driving around in heat during the day and you want to do a nighttime race, you can switch to it and it'll take you to it. But in this, you have to keep going to your safe houses and popping back out again to do stuff. Yeah. Horizon 4 does a lot of things good. Well, some things good actually. It looks good. It's based in a very nice location. You still have the return of Top Gear, which at this point is somewhat debatable because it's not Jeremy Clarkson and Richard Hammond and James May doing it. But the Chris Harrison, that's about it. I know Jeremy Clarkson did the narration and was kind of the face of Top Gear when it came to like the non-broadcast stuff. It blows my mind because all of them are freaking good. Being disconnected, really? Okay. Solo please, thank you. Oh, we're getting buffering. no. Alright, guys. Internet's acting up, so this has been GTAraj. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed the content, okay then. If you enjoyed the content, feel free to sub to the channel, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. If you want to support the channel, links are in the description. For affiliates, Fatal Grips and Rogue Energy give you 10% off at checkout. Plus, all of the links are tracked, so I get a kickback from the links when you buy stuff using them. If you want to be a channel member, you can. You get a lot of benefits to it, including stuff on Discord. You also get to dictate content, depending on the tier you pick. So there's a lot for you there. At the end of the day, the views help, the interaction helps, all of it helps. You are a part of it, and I thank you for it. But this has been my little escapade back into Horizon 4. It's going to be a wee while before I come back to this. I'm going to leave it for quite a while this time around. Because it's one of those games that just leaves a really bad taste. When you break the game down and see how it works. Right? When you break the game down and see how it works, it's bad. It's freaking bad. From the weather system, it's one of the, the way to put this is, it's a game that blinds you with beauty while smearing you with bad gameplay. Well, I can't say bad gameplay. There's actually some fun aspects of Horizon 4. That are done notoriously well. And that would be the Lego stuff. The Lego stuff is by far the best part of this. You pop into the Legoland. I don't care that it's like Lego World or whatever, but Legoland. I grew up with Legoland. But Lego stuff is fantastic. I'm going to pop out of this. Wait, I'm not in the window. I was going to end the stream, but I'm being a bit ranty McGranty right now. But yeah, let's just, let's park and we'll have a chat, a bigger chat. Bada bing, bada boom. The thatch corner. Let's go down to our beach. It makes me wonder though, does the tide comes in, I think. But yeah, if you're buying Horizon, get the Lego expansion. The Lego expansion is pretty damn fun. You do races and you earn blocks to make cars. Well, you have a slim selection of cars to build. There's like 5, I think. But the fact that's a thing is very, very good. So, if you're buying this, get the Lego expansion. However, I cannot recommend Horizon 4. Like I said before, it's a game that blinds you with beauty by smearing a lot of bad stuff on you. I was going to say the gameplay itself is bad, but there's good gameplay aspects that kind of change my perspective on that a little bit. Like, the AI sucks, the game cheats, some things are just done really, really weird, which makes no sense. The auction house is locked down. There's still mixer elements when there shouldn't be. All sorts. It's a mess of a game. One day, probably next time it's on sale, I'll pick up Horizon 5. Hopefully it'll run on my system. My system is way more powerful than any of the requirements for it. Keeping in mind, Horizon 5 graphically is not too different from 4. Doesn't matter what those pretty little screenshots and that show you. All they've done is fiddle with the lighting, and that's pretty much it. They've retextured it to be Mexico. That suggests, from the gameplay I've seen, some of the races, especially the off-roading ones, seem very familiar to what you get here. So it's more than possible that they could have upcycled some tracks and whatever map layouts. Rebuilding a map using the same kind of geology, or however you want to say it, is a thing. It can happen. We had to deal with stuff like that back in the 90s with Gran Turismo. Oh, here's an extra track for you. It's the same track again, but reverse. That's the feeling I get from Horizon 5. The layout's different, but the overall kind of feel of some of the turns and straights and all that would probably be the same as this. And I've noticed some of the steep turn curves, or turns, really kind of like uphill, where you like going uphill and then you go around the corner. It looked like it came out of Horizon 4. Forza is one of these games that is actually overhyped. You buy into it, even as a racing fan. I've been playing things like Max Power Racing, freaking Gran Turismo, Forza, of course. Forza's out of all the races I have played, from Roll Cage to Scars, etc., etc. Gran Turismo and Forza are arguably the ones I've played the most. Like, I have Assetto Corsa and all that. I don't like them. I don't even like Grid that much. I'd rather play Forza over Grid any day of the week. Those are straight up racing sims. The way you're meant to play those is with a full-on racing setup, pedals, stick shift, all that. It's whatever. But point is, I forgot my point. I went ranty for quite a while. Anyway, that's it for now, peeps. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share the content. Like, comment, subscribe, share. There's affiliate links in the description if you want to support the channel, or you can become a channel member, or you can send super chats and super stickers. It is not mandatory, but it does help. So, this has been GTAraj. I will see you again tomorrow with a mystery game that even I haven't thought of yet. So, stay safe, take care, and I will see you.